they should increase it, but it's available. The old money, this filling station are not collecting, but the bank are forcefully giving to the drivers, even everybody. But when you use it in the market, nobody is ready to collect it.
The time they sell normal price 195, some sell at 194. Like the NNPC sell at 194. But other some filling stations sell at 95. But when you go down to like Maraba side, you buy at 210, like Rano sell at 210.
Nipco Abuja Road is 200. Rano is 210. YNMPC Zone 4 here is 194.
The price of petrol now varies. Buying in the suburbs, a litre goes for 300 or 350 naira, while the price at most filling stations in the city center is 195 naira. Deborah Gazaji Micah, NTA News.
Chairman Abuja Municipal Area Council Christopher Zaka Mekalangu has been commended for renewing the yearly license of the AMAC Marshal, one of the AMAC institutions established by the previous administration to assist conventional security agencies to tackle criminality in the area council. The Marshal General Kasimu Isiaku Chika gave the commendation at a press briefing in Abuja. Again, Deborah Gazajimaika has details.
Since its establishment, the institute has been operating in the Abuja Municipal Area Council to complement the conventional security agencies in combating crime. AMAC Chairman Christopher Zaka Mekalangu recently paid 3 months out of 2 years' salary owed by the previous administration to 90 members of the security agents actively serving in the community.
If that political will is there, AMAC Marshal will make money more than the tenement rent. One, you should know that security is unlimited business. Therefore, if AMAC as an authority will make the way forward, way clear for us, what I mean is for them to have that political will to give us free hand to operate independently. I'm telling you, we will not only pay the Marshal staff, we will also aid AMAC financially.
Just like Oliver Twist, Isha Kuchicha, who is spearheading the institution, is soliciting for harmonious working relationship with the current administration to sustain the Marshal Guard units to engage AMAC youth meaningfully. Deborah Gazaji Micah, NTA News.
Let's talk politics. The re-election bid of Governor Abdullahi Sule is gaining more momentum as stakeholders of the All Progressives Congress in Nasarawa West organized a mega rally in Kefi to ensure the governor returns elected. Blessing Damfulani has details.
This huge gathering, comprising of the young and old, men and women, as well as the All Progressives Congress stakeholders across Nasarawa West zone, has one goal, which is ensuring victory for Governor Abdullahi Sule on March 18th in order to consolidate on his achievements. APC stakeholders at the mega rally, including the party's national chairman, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, took turns to enumerate laudable achievements recorded by the governor in the areas of infrastructure, education, security, among others, hence the need to re-elect him.
The whole of the people of Western Zone have decided to unite themselves and to go in one direction, to vote massively for Engineer Sule in order to tell the world that we appreciate what His Excellency Engineer Sule has done to the people of Nasarawa State and Western Nasarawa State in particular.
The support we're galvanizing here in Nasarawa Western Senatorial District, I have no doubt that Engineer Abdullahi Sule will make it for the second time. And why we're voting him, it's because of that transparency. It's because of that capacity that he has exhibited in leadership.
Irrespective of our differences in terms of religion, politics, tribe, and any other sentiments, we have made our resolve to vote massively for Engineer Abdullahi Sule.
God has used him to contain security situation, especially our senatorial zone.
They also called on the electorate to come out en masse and exercise their franchise. From Kefi, Blessing Fulani, NTA News.
And as political parties make last-minute struggles to clinch the #1 position in Nasarawa State, 5 political parties have collapsed their structures into that of the PDP governorship candidate, David Emmanuel Mbugadu. Aisha, who spoke on behalf of other candidates, governorship candidates of Action Alliance, says the decision is born out of the desire to ensure a more realistic victory for the people in March 18th governorship election in Nasarawa State.
The 5 political parties that have collapsed their structures into that of the PDP gubernatorial candidate, David Emmanuel Mbugadu, include the governorship candidate of Action Alliance, National Rescue Movement, Labour Party, African Renaissance Party, among others. The candidates confirmed that their decision followed a wide consultation with party members and supporters. Gubernatorial candidate of the Action Alliance, Manga Asha, who spoke on behalf of the candidates after signing the endorsement form, described David Emmanuel Mbugadu as the most credible candidate among the contestants, hence the need to adopt him to ensure a more realistic victory for the people of Nasarawa State.
We are fully aware that only one person will occupy the same seat of governor of Nasarawa State, and the one with the most proximity to that seat is candidate of the PDP in the person of David Mbugadu.
He called on their teaming supporters to come out and vote for candidates of the PDP during the governorship election. PDP State Chairman Francis Orago expressed gratitude to the candidates and their supporters for throwing their wealth behind the PDP candidate and assured them that the party will carry them along if voted.
Our members and agents are well prepared this time around to be vigilant, more vigilant and more informed than before. And that is why the political party discovered that working together would checkmate them better.
Questions and answers were entertained during the conference. Christy Ayagwa Adaji, NTA News.
And still in the mood of the 2023 general elections, while some are basking in the euphoria of victory, many are looking up to the winners to hit the ground running and making good on campaign promises. Ifeoma Ojinta in this background report reports on people's expectations and matters arising.
The 2023 general elections will go down history as keenly contested polls in Nigeria. With heightened awareness in the build-up to the elections, political observers and analysts believe that the level of participation might be a little different from what it used to be in the past. Although the 2023 general elections witnessed increase in youth participation, civil society organizations and other observers say the turnout of about 25 million voters is a sharp drop from 26.6 million that participated in the preceding general elections of 2019.
Whoever wins an election shouldn't be anybody's problem, provided the process was seen to be very transparent, free, and fair. I think it would be selfish to say that my candidate must win, irrespective of who my candidate is. I want to advise the young people to wait. We should have confidence in our judiciary, especially at the level of the Supreme Court.
However, the presidential and National Assembly elections have come and gone, winners announced, certificates of return issued. Some stakeholders are heading to the courts, others are calling for the acceptance of the election results in order for the country to move forward. Many are hopeful with high expectations of a better Nigeria.
For me, as long as the election is free and fair, I'm okay with whichever candidate that comes in, even with Tinubu. And I believe God can actually use him to make this nation better. I'll be okay with him as long as it's the vote of the people that counted. I'm okay.
Ahmed Tinubu has been a good politician. He did well in Lagos. I'm sure he's not going to fail us. He's not going to fail Nigerians. So many of us that we love his courage,
We love his braveness. We know that nobody will force him to do something outside what he wants to do.
I've read his acceptance speech. It gave us hope. And based on his antecedent in Lagos, what he has done.
These are issues and agenda setting for the incoming administration, which today's Saturday discourse will focus on. Ifoma Ojinta, NTA News.
Irin tashin hankalin da ke biyo bayan yaƙi, babu ruwansa da ko kai wane ne, ƙabilarka ko kuma addininka. Idan yaƙi ya zo, ritsawa ike yi da kowa mai kuɗi ko talaka. An lalata komai, babu sauran abin moriya. Idan aka yi yaƙin basasa a ƙasa, babu wanda ike yin nasara domin kowa sai ya yi asara. A zub da jinin waɗanda ba su ji ba su gani ba, a jefa su cikin masifa, babu gaira babu dalili, duk a sakamakon yaƙi. Mu baiwa sojojinmu haɗin kai da goyon baya domin ganin sun yi nasara akan aikinsu. Kada mu sake mu yi wani abin da zai ƙara musu matsala akan wacce suke fuskanta. Babu abin da ya fi tattaunawa daɗi. Kada mu sake mu yi abin da zai rarraba kawunanmu. Za mu fi ƙarfi da daraja a dunkule. Nigeria ƙasa ɗaya ce, al'umma ɗaya. Kasancewar mu al'umma ɗaya shine ƙarfi da daraja a gare mu, kuma shine abin sha'awa a duniya.
News as a commodity is our trade. When it breaks in the FCT and environs, our team of professional reporters will definitely be there. NTA Channel 5 Abuja News, using news to connect the grassroots people with the newsmakers and uniting the nation. We serve you the depths of news in politics, economy, education, health, security, infrastructure, even in times of emergencies. Always join our news build at 1 and 7 p.m. daily to be informed of the latest and current happenings. Our on-air personalities are the professionals you desire on the screen. NTA Channel 5 Abuja News, telling you the real news, verifiable and factual, with no room for fake news.
Thank you for staying with us. Industry players in Nigeria's data storage system say the country is in need of a sophisticated data bank as it is critical for national development. What role does a data bank play in promoting national development? And this is what Toibat Anifowoshi seeks to find out.
Just like financial valuables are often stored in financial banks, a data bank is simply an archive of valuable information which could be online or offline.
It's absolutely critical because
Itorolini is an independent data consultant based in the United Kingdom. She believes that a properly harnessed data bank would facilitate proper planning, which often translates to national prosperity.
you need to understand the demographics of the country, and you need to understand what people need. So in terms of like income, gender, age, level of education, these are the kind of information that you need to start with, because this helps you to inform where you go and what kind of projects that you probably need to implement. Data also helps you to understand the impact of those activities. So if you're doing things to improve on healthcare, on education, are you measuring, are you understanding, are things moving in the direction that you want it to go?
The National Identity Management Commission was set up in 2007 to manage Nigeria's identity database. But this tech expert believes that the government needs to do more in terms of achieving a centralized data bank.
And presently we have data scattered all over. We have NIN here, we have BVN, we have driver's license, we have passport number. Present as you know, that data is somehow being harmonized. Where, for instance, you need your BVN to open an account. You need your NIN to get an international passport. We're not there yet, but we're making progress.
One central message from many tech experts is the fact that the government can harmonize all the data banks available in various government agencies, as this would help improve our national development. In Abuja, Toiba Anifowoshi, NTA News.
Many thanks, Toibat. Commercial drivers in Abuja city center have decried lack of adequate parking lots in the metropolis. This came to the fore while some of them were defending indiscriminate parking along the Muhammad Buhari Highway in Area 10 Garki. Francisca Bile was there.
Indiscriminate parking of vehicles along major streets of Abuja is gradually becoming an accepted norm among residents despite obstructions caused to the motoring public. The Muhammad Buhari Way in Area 10 is one of such roads where vehicles, mostly commercial, are seen parked. Taxi drivers in the FCT have, however, attributed the development to the non-availability of parking lots.
If government want to solve this problem, they need to provide a good parking space.
I brought somebody to this First Bank here. So there's no parking space there. They decided to turn and park this place. Anyway, there's an office here, and I know. But I thought there's something that people are doing today because I saw cars parked behind me, so I don't know.
Friday, however, witnessed another dimension to it with the visit of health insurance staff to their headquarters, protesting non-implementation of new salary scheme and wages, hence the presence of vehicles in the environment. Effort to speak to them on camera, however, proved abortive. It would be recalled that recently the FCT administration moved to reintroduce its park and pay policy with a view to address indiscriminate parking in the territory. In Abuja, Francisca Bile, NTA News.
And on to health. Medical research reveals that smokers are likely to develop chronic lung and heart disease. To this end, the National No Smoking Day is organized to encourage smokers to quit from the dangerous habit. Odiri Ogboru Arutiri has details.
Just like it's inscribed on every cigarette in the market, smokers are liable to die young. The National No Smoking Day is also targeted at creating awareness on the grave dangers associated with not just the smokers, but also people around who inhale the smoke from a cigarette smoker. The overall goal is to assist smokers to abstain from the act.
Smoking is not actually something that is supposed to be legalized or seen as normal as other people see it. But smoking is something that can destroy people's future.
The National Non-Smoking Day is commemorated in the United Kingdom, United States of America, and the world at large by healthcare professionals. Musa Nasamu, a drug-free society advocate, speaks on the significance of the day.
To get rid of smoking first is not just going to the stands where these cigarettes and things are sold and packing them and throwing them away. Once people know the dangers of smoking, they don't patronize.
It does has nicotine, and this nicotine has a way of narrowing blood vessels. And this blood vessel, every part of the body has blood vessels.
The first no-smoking day was marked in 1984. The theme for the 2023 is Stopping Smoking Protects Your Brain Health. In Abuja, Odiri Ogboru, Arutere, NTA News.
The National Bureau of Statistics has released figures depicting the face of Nigeria's foreign trade in the fourth quarter of 2022. Details with Musa Baba Aliyu.
The latest figures released by the National Bureau of Statistics show that Nigeria's total trade stood at 11.722 billion naira in the fourth quarter of 2022. During the period under review, Nigeria exported goods worth more than 6.359 billion naira, while import goods stood at 5.362 billion naira. This therefore indicated that total export increased in the fourth quarter by 7.17% when compared to the amount recorded in the third quarter of 2022. Meanwhile, total imports declined by 15.46% in the fourth quarter of 2022 compared to the value recorded in the third quarter of 2022. Spain was Nigeria's top export destination during the quarter under review, with the highest volume of export trade valued at 607.17 billion naira. This was followed by the Netherlands, India, France and Indonesia. The five countries collectively accounted for 41.59% of the total value of exports in the fourth quarter of 2022. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
Now, who is your next of kin? Well, let's find out in this next report.
In filling out a document for admission into a tertiary institution, when newly employed, or even in hospital admissions, there is a column where people are expected to write down the name and contact of the next of kin. The person is usually the first contact point. If anything happens, he or she is empowered to make decisions in times of emergency when the other party is not readily available or able to make decisions himself. I took to the streets to find out who people use as their next of kin.
My next of kin is my husband. Initially, it used to be my sister, but when I got married, I believe based on trust and confidence, and having to get married to him, it has to be with the trust. So if the trust is in marriage, I believe then there's nothing that can be hidden, and there should be no privacy in marriage.
My next of kin is my daughter. The main reason for it is that I believe initially, before I gave birth to her, it was my wife. But immediately I gave birth to my fourth child, I changed my next of kin. I changed everything about me to her.
Different strokes for different folks.
If my wife is there, I will use one of my kids, not my wife, because I don't give women 100% in my life. Yes, because when I'm not around, my brother can stand for my family. He can train up the children. Because I know the woman will end up getting married to someone that she has been having in mind.
My wife did not use me as best of kin. How will I feel? I feel truth, we are all human beings. I will feel bad, actually. But the real truth is, the love of man and woman happens in two different ways. It depends on how you take it or the kind of explanation she gives to you.
Would a next of kin inherit some of the relatives' assets when the person is deceased? That's the story for another day. Miriam Emeka-Amadi, NTA News.
Interesting one there, different strokes for different folks, they always say. Now to some sensitization. Without modern plumbing, our daily lives will be far more difficult. From hot showers to clean drinking water, plumbing provides us with essential comforts that are often taken for granted. The World Plumbing Day is an international event initiated by the World Plumbing Council, held on 11th March each year to recognize the important role it plays in societal health and amenity. On World Plumbing Day, celebrating your local plumbing expert is the best way to spend a day. Start a new habit today to keep your plumbing system working for as long as possible. Get your pipes checked for potential clog risks. Keep them clean and free of obstacles. Keep your bathroom safe and more. And now to sports. Nigeria track star Favour has recently qualified for the final of women's 200 meters and 60 meters at the NCAA Indoor Champions. Now details. Our details will come your way in our subsequent bulletin, and that wraps up today's episode of Saturday Discuss. As the name implies, Discuss. We apologize for not bringing the discussion segment. Please do bear with us. We see you next week with another package. For now, to enjoy the rest of your weekend.